Welcome to the Fifth Down. I'm Jake Vandenberg. We are now in week 6 of the high school football season here in Northeast Michigan. Our featured game of the week contains a rivalry where these teams don't like each other at all, and that's Tawas and Oscoda. Tawas looks to bounce back after they lost to Johannesburg-Lewiston by a score of 26-14 last week. Meanwhile, the Owls are looking to remain unbeaten on this season. Oscoda has won the last 2 meetings, and they look for win number 3 against the Braves. Let's go to the second quarter. Braden Malik gives it the handoff to Andy Dalton. He's going to march his way in for the touchdown. Oh, and say cheese, Andy. Owls are able to strike first. But here comes Tawas as Lucas Herrick is able to punch it in for the 1-yard touchdown. Braves up 7-6 at half. But it was all Oscoda in the second half as Owen Franklin is going to take the handoff and woo! See ya! He's able to march it in for the touchdown, and then to top it all off, Braden Malik is going to keep the ball to himself as he's able to take it for 6 more. The Owls remain unbeaten as they defeat Tawas by a score of 28-7. With the win, the Owls have clinched a playoff spot. After the game, Mark Whitley says that this game wasn't pretty, but it's a huge victory.
They played us tough. We really shot ourselves in the foot, to be honest with you. A lot of penalties, more than I've ever coached in a half. In 24 years, I think that's the most penalties ever coached. But Coach Webb and his team were ready for us. They prepared, and they did a great job. So what this win means to us is, number 1, we beat a good team. Number 2, we're in the playoffs, and beating our rival, it's huge.
Now some other 11-man scores. Rogers City is able to win their second game of the season as they defeated the Alcona Tigers by a score of 18-14. The Hurons hit the road next week as they face Sault Ste. Marie. Alcona drops to 2-4 on the season. The Tigers look to get back on track next week as they face East Jordan on the road. Whittemore-Prescott didn't have an answer for Breckenridge as they lost by a score of 42-6. The Cardinals are back home next week as they take on the Oscoda Owls. Johannesburg-Lewiston is able to remain unbeaten as they take down Charlevoix by a score of 22-6. The Cardinals' next game is home as they face Harbor Springs. And the Alpena Wildcats are back to 500 on the season as they take down Marquette by a score of 28-25. The Wildcats are back home next week as they host Traverse City Central. All right, when we come back, we have some 8-man football highlights to show you. Don't go away. You're watching the Fifth Down on WBKB. But first, here's a look at the Onaway Marching Band. Welcome back. Let's now switch gears to 8-man football. The Onaway Cardinals are having an up-and-down season. They were hot as a pistol for the first 2 weeks, where their defense was allowing an average of 7 points a game, but then 2 weeks after that, they allowed an average of 58 points a game. And last week, the Cardinals got back on track as they defeated Augrey Sims by a score of 58-42. Tonight, they were hosting the Atlanta Huskies. It took a couple drives for the Onaway Cardinals to get going, but they're going to get their first touchdown on the handoff to running back Kevin Pearson, who was able to get the edge and end up in the end zone. And the Cardinals are just going to keep it on rolling. This time, quarterback Austin Nash is going to keep it and somehow found a hole, and he's off to the races. He's going to extend over the goal line for another 6 points. Second quarter, Atlanta, needs to get something going here. They go with the pass, but oops, that's intercepted by Daniel Price, who is going to take it down to the Huskies' 20-yard line. And this game was always going to belong to the Cardinals. Here's Austin Nash again, but this time he's going to hit his wide receiver, Kevin Pearson, for the 57-yard touchdown. The Onaway Cardinals are going to walk away from this one with a 52-6 victory. Kevin Pearson would end up with 127 yards on 9 carries along with his 2 touchdowns. Now to Mile. The Thunderbolts stole a game from the Hillman Tigers last week. Mile coming into this game was 4-1. Meanwhile, Posen is starting to turn up the dial as they're on a 3-game winning streak, including last week's 48-30 win over Hale. Let's go to the highlights in this one. First quarter now Brandon DeFlorio on the bootleg is able to find senior River Wiseman and watch this run after the catch. He keeps the play alive by cutting back to the middle, and he's going to take it in for a Mayo touchdown. Thunderbolt strike first, but here comes Posen. 3rd and goal. George Kroll drops back, takes a shot to the end zone, and finds Gage Kuzabuski for 6. 2-point conversion failed. Mayo up by 2, and then Mayo would extend their lead to 8 with this run by senior running back Pete Socha is able to plow his way in for the touchdown. No one was going to catch him on that play. Next drive, DeFlorio with a one-step drop, quick pass to the left as he finds Brennan Mills, and he's able to put a move on George Kroll, and he'll do the rest of the work. Touchdown Thunderbolts. Mayo up by 10. But George Kroll was able to bounce back from that missing tackle as he goes with the bootleg to find Chase Doobie for 6. But Mayo would take control of this game as Pete Socha gets a little shifty with the Vikings defense as he's able to bounce out to the left. And there he goes. Mayo improves to 5-1 on the season as they defeat Posen 46-26. Pete Socha has already broke 1,000 yards this season of rushing, and tonight he rushed for 234 yards with 3 touchdowns.
A great game. You know, he's a hard kid to tackle, that's for sure. You know, usually the first guy doesn't tackle him. I don't think maybe all night, I don't think the first guy tackled him all night. So, I mean, he brings that to the team. He's always, you know, he's downhill. He's always falling forward. You know, he doesn't give the ball up. And that, you know, that's what we're looking for, ball security and, you know, fall forward, positive yards, and he does a great job of that.
In the other 8-man game we had going on tonight, Hale and Pellston. Hale tried to spoil Pellston's homecoming night, but that didn't go as planned as the Hornets win by a score of 48-6. Pellston's next game is on the road as they face the Hillman Tigers. Hale is back home next week as they host the Onaway Cardinals. And now it is time to thank our 5th Down sponsors.
The 5th Down coverage is brought to you by Alpena Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. Auto, home, life, health, and business, we make insurance easy. The Aplex, Northeast Michigan's premier events complex. Visit aplex.org to find out more. And Mid-Michigan Health Rehabilitation Services, helping you return to your highest level of function or performance.